Did you know that once there was a time when 450 people prayed to a fake god and nothing happened? But then one man prayed to the true God and fire fell from the sky. This is the incredible story of Elijah and the prophets of Baal. A long time ago, the people of Israel had turned away from God. Many worshipped false gods, forgetting the one who created everything. The land had become dry and thirsty because God's blessing of rain had stopped. Crops withered, rivers dried up, and animals were hungry. The people began to worry, but most didn't remember that God could help them. God sent a prophet named Elijah to remind the people that he is the one true God. Elijah was a man who trusted God completely. He listened carefully to God, obeyed his commands, and spoke boldly even when others didn't like it. One day Elijah went to King Ahab and said, "There will be no rain in this land until I say so." The king frowned. He had many advisors, but Elijah's words carried weight because God had given him wisdom. But the king's other advisors grew jealous. They whispered, "Why does this man speak like he knows everything? Let's make a plan to get rid of him." The king didn't understand all that was happening, but the advisors continued their plotting. Meanwhile, Elijah prepared to show the people the power of God in a way they would never forget. He sent a message to all the people of Israel: "Come to Mount Carmel, watch and see who is the true God." When the people arrived, they saw 450 prophets of Baal, all shouting and praying to their God. They jumped, danced, and even hurt themselves, hoping for fire to come from heaven. The scene was noisy and chaotic. The people were confused. Who was right? Which God was real? Elijah spoke calmly and boldly. "You call on Baal, and I will call on the Lord. The God who answers by fire is the true God." The prophets of Baal shouted louder and louder, even cutting themselves, but nothing happened. Hours passed and still no fire came. Some people began to feel hope fading. Others whispered, "Maybe Elijah's God isn't real either." Elijah stayed calm. He laughed gently. "Shout louder if you want, but your God cannot answer you. Today you will see who is real." Then Elijah built an altar of stones, carefully stacking them to make it strong. He laid wood on top, placed a bull upon the altar, and even had the people pour water over everything. Once, twice, and then a third time. Water soaked the wood, the bull, and filled the trench around the altar. It looked impossible. No one could imagine fire could touch it. Elijah bowed down and prayed, "Lord, show the people that you are God and that I am your servant. Let them see your power and know that you are the one true God." Suddenly fire fell from heaven. It blazed across the altar, the wood, and the bull. The water in the trench steamed and boiled, but the fire continued. Everyone fell to the ground, amazed and terrified. The people cried out, "The Lord is God! The Lord is God!" Elijah told them to capture the false prophets so they could no longer lead people astray. Rain clouds began to gather, and soon rain poured down, bringing life back to the dry land. Crops grew, rivers filled, and animals drank happily. Elijah reminded the people, God is faithful. Even when things seem impossible, trust him. Obey him and you will see his power at work. He spent time teaching the people, helping them understand that God's love is bigger than any fear, any problem, or any false belief. Elijah also traveled across the land, visiting towns and villages. He prayed for the sick, helped those in need, and encouraged families to remember God in their hearts. He told stories of God's past miracles, the parting of the Red Sea, the manna in the desert, and how God protected his people in every challenge. The people began to change. Children learned songs of praise, families prayed together, and the city became alive with hope. Some of the older people who had forgotten God shared their stories with the young, reminding them never to turn away from his love. Even the king noticed the difference. King Ahab began to understand that following God brought peace and blessing to his land. He invited Elijah to advise him, and they worked together to rebuild places of worship, help the poor, and encourage fairness and justice. Elijah also faced moments of fear. Sometimes people still questioned him. Sometimes he felt alone. But he prayed and listened to God. He learned that even when challenges seem too big, God is always with those who trust him. As the rains returned, streams flowed again, and fields turned green, Elijah told the people, "Remember this day. Remember that God is stronger than all false gods, that his power is real, and that faith in him can bring life even when things seem hopeless." He reminded them to pray every day, not only when they are in trouble, but also to thank God for his blessings. He taught them to help others, to show kindness, and to live in ways that honor God. Elijah's story spread far and wide. People from other lands heard about the fire from heaven and the miracle of the rain. They learned that God is faithful, powerful, and loving, and they remembered that when you trust Him, nothing is impossible. Even today, this story reminds us, when life feels hard or scary, when people seem unfair, or when it feels like nothing will ever change, God is still with you. He hears your prayers, He can do amazing things, and His love never ends. If you enjoyed this story, remember to like, subscribe, and watch more incredible Bible adventures with us. Share it with friends and family so they can see how powerful and loving God is too.